So you're relocating to Michigan. Here are 5 things to expect. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin Irwin.
And I'm Ross Young.
We are local real estate agents here in the West Michigan area. If this is your first time to the channel, we go over everything and anything that has to do with living and thriving in the West Michigan community. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get notified every time that we put a new video out for you. So if you are looking to move to the West Michigan area, give us a call. The number right here is the number that gets directly linked to us, and we will be more than happy to help you guys out.
All right, so the first thing you need to determine when you're moving to a new area, especially Michigan, is we like to get people on a Zoom call, video chat, and determine what your lifestyle is.
Yeah, absolutely, because here in West Michigan, it really is about what lifestyle you want to live, because there's a lot of different areas you can choose. We're going to specifically talk about West Michigan, but don't worry if you guys are looking to move to Detroit or the Upper Peninsula or
Traverse
City.
Yeah.
We do have friends in these areas that we can connect you with, but we're specifically going to talk about West Michigan. You got to figure out your lifestyle, because you can either be in the country, you can be in the city, you can be just north of the city, just south of the city. If you like the lake life, there's tons of that to decide. That's what we mean by what is your lifestyle.
But really what we're looking at is, how fast do you like to live life, really? Right. Because, you get out to the north side, south side of Grand Rapids, things move just a little bit slower, it seems like.
No, you're 100% true. I'm from the north side, so I'm about 35, 40 minutes north of Grand Rapids, and it's a lot slower pace.
Right.
Where the area you live in is actually a lot faster pace.
It is. I live more of a suburb of Grand Rapids, and but I live on the south side. And when we say fast paced, it is nothing like Chicago or New York or San Francisco, places like that. This is small Midwest, big city, right, I guess, kind of feel.
Right.
So, even with that being said, I think there's a lot of secular areas around Grand Rapids that are very distinct. You're over on the east side of the town, over in Ada. I mean, what would you expect to find in Ada?
You're going to find some higher end housing, a lot of trail systems. It's a very outdoorsy community with a very, very nice downtown.
Right. And then you move further west all the way to the lake shore and get into Holland. And Holland is a lake town.
Yeah, absolutely. Holland,
through.
Grand Haven. There's a bunch of places along the lake shore. We love going out there. So if you guys want to move out to the lake shore, make sure you call us. It is such a stunning sight when you're over by Lake Michigan. And, that is one of the lifestyles that's big around the West Michigan area, is the lake life.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're both part of it. I love the lake life. Eventually, we'll have a cottage on a lake someday, but there is a ton of different lakes to choose from to move to. So if you are into that, that's a big thing out here in West Michigan.
What, like 11,000 inland lakes just by itself?
Michigan has somewhere around 11,000 inland lakes.
It's crazy.
There's a lot of water here.
So once we determine like your lifestyle and kind of who you are is our first process. Second step is to pick a home for you.
Yes. Yep. And don't worry, guys. We love doing videos. We love to get you on video. So if you are out and you're looking to relocate here, we want to get on video with you. We want to do a Zoom call. You're going to see our ugly faces. Well, I mean,
whatever.
We're going to make sure that we're face-to-face with you, even if you're far away, so that we can talk through all of this stuff. We were both born and raised here in West Michigan, so we're going to be able to get all the tips and tricks, where everything is, and figure out what your guys' lifestyle is so that we can recommend the best area.
And when you're looking to find your home, I know a lot of people are kind of hesitant. Why would I move across states if I came and look at the house? Well, we've actually worked with both types of people. We've worked with people who have flown in, kind of learned the area a little bit, and we've also worked with people who have not been here, have never visited West Michigan, and they take our word for it. We're local experts. We're kind of brutally honest when it comes to homes. We both know our way around houses. We're not certified builders by any means, but
we're professional real estate agents. I mean, when you guys are looking to possibly buy a home sight unseen, you need somebody that's in your corner, that's truly in your corner, that's going to be honest. I mean, if we go to a house and the neighbor across the street is working on 5 cars, we're going to tell you guys that.
Right. Or if you walk in and there's a strong cat smell, which is always very distinct, if you ever noticed,
Yes.
we're going to tell you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have both worked with relocation people that are coming into West Michigan that have actually bought their house sight unseen, because we go through the house with FaceTime or Zoom or whatever we have to do and explain everything we possibly can about that house, so that when you come here, you know what to expect.
Absolutely. All right, so number 3 on our list is getting acclimated to the area. And we mean this in multiple different ways, because getting acclimated to the area is more than just, how far above sea level are you? We're not in Colorado, obviously. We're not a mile high. We're pretty close to sea level. So unless you're moving here from the mountains, you're going to be pretty comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you are moving here from a higher climate, like, up in the Smoky Mountains or Colorado, you might find getting acclimated to the area, it might be a little dense to you, because we are just above sea level. There's really not mountains here. There's some areas that get hilly, but there's really not anything majorly tall.
All right, so another part of getting acclimated, my opinion, when you move to an area, you really want to know how far are you going to be from stores? What's your community going to look like? What are major roadways? What are things to do in the area, really?
Yeah, and West Michigan is a really cool place, because think of Grand Rapids as like a hub. We live on the north and southwest side of that hub, but you can get to everywhere. Like, I'm in Cedar Springs, Michigan, which is 35, 40 minutes north of Grand Rapids. And to commute to the lake, it's 45 minutes. To commute to the south end of Grand Rapids, it's 45 minutes. In correlation with where you decide what your lifestyle is and where you like to be, because of the way our roads and everything are set up, you can go to a lot of these places in under an hour.
Kind of feed off what you're saying is shopping centers around the area. I mean, when you're looking at Grand Rapids, there's some distinct areas where shopping is kind of concentrated. Yep. And so that's obviously something that you really want to know, unless you buy everything online, but I don't think anybody's 100% online yet. But distinct shopping areas, a lot of these towns and stuff have very small, picturesque downtown areas that are super nice. If you look at like downtown Grand Haven, that is a very popular area.
Yeah, it is. And the Grand Haven Coast Guard Festival, a lot of these places have really cool festivals for you to visit. So even if you don't live in those areas, those are specific times of the year, so that you're going to be able to commute to those places. It might only take you 60 minutes to get to Grand Haven, and you get to go have a great time. Now, as far as the shopping and stuff goes, with us talking about Grand Rapids being a hub, obviously in Grand Rapids, around Grand Rapids, there's a ton of different shopping destinations. So even if you don't want to live the city life, and maybe you do, and then you're really close to that stuff, but if you don't want to live the city life, it's only half an hour, 40 minutes. You can be out in the country and be able to commute to get to any of these shopping destinations.
Oh, absolutely. Now, number 4 on our list is understanding Michigan's weather, which is really kind of a difficult topic, because I don't think anybody in West Michigan actually understands our weather.
No, we don't understand it. Let's take today, for example. We have had multiple high 60, high 70 degree days coming out of winter. And then today I wake up, I walk out to my car. My car's, just outside the garage, so you don't really realize how cold it is. You get in your car, and then I'm talking to a client outside, and it's like, oh my God, why is it so cold? Get in the car and look, and it's 26 degrees with a wind chill of like 10. And it's like,
right.
Seriously, what the heck, Michigan?
And then tomorrow's supposed to be 70.
Yes. So even though it can be tricky towards the end of our seasons, one of the things people love about Michigan is we have a very distinct 4 seasons.
Oh, yeah, I would agree. During the summer, it's going to be hot. It's going to be humid.
Very sticky.
Very sticky. We got lots of water around West Michigan.
Yep.
During the fall, it's really kind of nice. You have a lot of colors. And there's a lot of color tours that you can do in Michigan as well. So even though Michigan is relatively flat in comparison to some other states like out west, we do have a lot of places where you can go and have scenic outlooks
Yeah,
and look at all the
absolutely.
leaves.
The further north you go, the more stunning and amazing that this gets. There's spots I've been to in Traverse City that you just look like you're looking over an ocean of color.
Right.
It's insane.
And then you got there's even waterfalls up in the UP.
Yeah, UP's got Tonquanama Falls,
Pictured Rocks.
Pictured Rocks. There's some
Copper
beautiful
Falls.
places up there. So there's lots of stuff here to check out rather than just sitting at home.
Right. And can't bypass winter.
No, you cannot. So this one we want to talk about a little bit is vehicles.
Yeah, we get a lot of questions, asking what kind of vehicle should I have to live in Michigan?
Right.
And to be honest with you, I would say really any kind of vehicle is going to be made for colder weather, but we would highly recommend snow tires at least.
Yeah.
There's some times where you have snowstorms and stuff, and it's going to be a little more difficult. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be a lot more difficult. But the thing about Michigan is that the snow doesn't just go away in a couple days. It kind of sticks around.
It does. It does not go away in just a couple days. So if you think that you're going to move here from a different climate where your snow only lasts a couple days and you're not going to shovel your driveway, that's a very bad idea because it's going to really fill up with snow and you're not going to be able to access your house. So I guess a lot of the things that I see here, because we talk about multiple times Grand Rapids being this hub, people living 40, 50 minutes away from Grand Rapids and commuting to Grand Rapids to work, most of them have a couple sedans because they get good fuel mileage, and then they have a 4x4 truck.
Yeah. We don't see too many two-wheel drives.
No, not too many. If you do have two-wheel drive, that's a summer toy.
Yeah. I would agree. Now, one thing to always keep in mind, and people that live around here, is water issues, because during the spring we do get some good rainfall, and then you have all the snow that's melting.
Absolutely.
And this good point to even emphasize on is your downspouts. 95% of water in basements is due to improper downspouts. We actually just had a class last week with an inspector who was telling us that.
Yeah. So you want to make sure, and we'll help you guys do this when we find a house, that the water is directed away from the house enough to where it's not going to have any chance of coming back to your house. So if you have grading issues, if the downspout is exiting right at the corner of your house, water erosion happens way faster than you expect it to.
Yeah.
So we'll make sure that you guys are prepared for that, because if you don't, and we have a really bad winter where, like we talked about, that snow doesn't go away and we get a super hot day and it rains a bunch, flooding basements, we get calls all the time from that. So we'll make sure that you're set up correctly so that does not happen to you.
Absolutely. So number 5, I think, is one of our favorites. Just get ready to be active.
Yes, 100%. Yep.
There's so many parks around the area. There's so many trails. There's just so many things to do outside.
Yes. There's boating. There's fishing. There's off-roading. There's just anything and everything you can think of Michigan has to offer besides mountains.
That's true. And, hunting is a big thing around here.
Yes.
I know fishing with 11,000 lakes. I mean, can you really blame us not having a big fishing presence?
No, 100%. And if you are a hunter, there's a lot of state hunting land that during hunting season you can just go out and see if you can capture that big buck you've always dreamed of.
Right. So if you're looking to be active, there are so many opportunities. Yeah. For instance, you have Michigan Adventures up in Muskegon. That is an awesome park.
Yep, Michigan Adventures. You've got Great Wolf Lodge, Sleepy Bear Dunes, Silver Lake Sand Dunes. That's for all of you automotive enthusiasts. I mean, I've been there. I've taken my vehicles out there before, and literally the Test Hill is what they call it. It's called Test Hill because if you can't make it up Test Hill, you might as well not try for any of the other ones. But you literally come up, and it's just this massive, almost straight up sand dune that you have to fly up, and it's an absolute blast. We love it.
Absolutely.
So that is 5 things to expect when moving out to Michigan. If you are looking to relocate here, do not hesitate to give us a call. The number right here is to us. We will be the ones picking up the phone or answering your text messages or emails. So do not hesitate. We really appreciate you guys watching, and we cannot wait to talk to you again.
See ya.